Olivia from Girlybunches, and in this week's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this really fun squared off circle square. So it starts off as a circle and then we square it off with these two rounds here. It's absolutely fun to do. I haven't sewn in my ends, sorry about that, but you know they are boring, aren't they? So yeah, I've done this in a double knit yarn with a 4mm hook, and it comes out to about 6 inches wide. So it's a fairly decent sized square. If you're looking to make a blanket, you won't need to take too many squares to make it. It's really fun. I've done it in these two different colours. Absolutely no need for you to do that if you don't want to. You could continue to do it all in one colour. I just wanted to show how that circle effect in the middle and then the squared off. So I think that helped in the video, but I think that really looks quite fun. It's just a great little square to do, and starts off with a circle, so it's got this interesting pattern to it. So I will stop rambling on and I'll get on and show you how I made this. So we're going to start off with a magic loop, and that's just wrapping the yarn around my finger twice, grabbing the yarn that's nearest my knuckle and pulling it up underneath that first loop, just doing a little slip stitch there to secure that, and then pulling that off my finger, and now we can work all the rest of the stitches into that loop. If you are not happy with doing a magic loop, you could do 6 chains and then join them with a slip stitch and then work all the rest of your stitches into that there. So I'm going to do 3 chains, that's 1, 2, 3, and that replaces my first treble. So I'm British and I use British terminology, but you may know that as a double crochet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 15 trebles into that magic loop now, and that is going to be a total of 16 because this is a replacement treble. So that's just working those into that loop there, and I'm going to come back when I've got to my 16 trebles into that loop. So I've got my 16 trebles there, and I've just taken the hook out of my work. I'm just going to grab that tail end. So that's the end that isn't connected to your ball of yarn. I'm just going to pull that up nice and tight, and that closes up that gap there nicely. I'm going to finish off this round by doing a slip stitch into the top of that third chain there, and that finishes off that first round. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what that is doing is replacing the first treble and then a 2 chain space, because we're going to work now 1 treble into the top of each of these from the previous round, but with a 2 chain space in between. So into the next treble I'm going to do a treble and then 2 chains, and then again into the next treble we're just going to do a treble. I'm just going to keep working that 2 chains and a treble all the way around, and I shall come back when I get back round to here. So I've gone all the way around now, and I just need to do 2 more chains. That's 1, 2, and I'm going to do a slip stitch into the third chain that we did at the beginning of the round, as that was the replacement treble. And then we've got this sort of wobbly circle that we've got going on here, but that's fine, that's what we want. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that 2 chain space there we're going to do 2 trebles. That's 1, 2. Then we're going to do a chain space, and then we're going to skip that treble there, and into this next 2 chain space we're going to do 3 trebles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then again we're going to do 1 chain, and then into that 2 chain space we're going to do 3 trebles. So you're going to repeat that all the way around, skipping the treble that we did from the previous round by just doing 1 chain to go sort of leap over it, and then doing the 3 trebles into that 2 chain space. and I'm going to come back when I have got all the way around to here. Okay, so I've got all the way around, so I just need to do one chain space, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top of that third chain there. So I am actually going to change my colour of yarn now so that you can see the square part being formed, but if you were to continue in the same colour yarn, you would just keep working the next stitches, okay? So you wouldn't need to you don't have to change colour yarn here. I am just going to, so that you can see the difference in the circle and then the square. So I'm just going to cut my yarn here and fasten that off by just pulling that tail end through that loop there. I'm going to keep my space because I want to make sure that I carry on in the same place, although it doesn't really matter obviously because it's sort of the same all the way around. So I'm just going to attach my new colour yarn to my hook, and then I'm going to put my hook back into where I finished off, which was here, and just do a little slip stitch. So if you were going to change colours, this is how you would do it, because these sort of these squares are nice to work in lots of different colours, I think. Well, we're going to do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then into those chain spaces we're just going to do a little double crochet. So now we're just going to repeat that. That's 1, 2, 3, and then a double. So we've got 3 chains, 3 chains, and we're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and do a double. Okay, now this time we're going to chain 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and do a double crochet into that one chain space there. So that's now become a corner. So you're going to repeat this now. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, lots of 3 chains with a double crochet, and then on the 4th one you're going to do 6 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then a double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet, one more, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet, and then this one, the 4th one, we're going to do 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into that next chain space do a double crochet. So we've got 2 corners there, so keep doing that. So that'll be 3, and then 3 lots of 3, and then 1, 6. Okay, I'm going to come back when I get back down to here. Okay, so I've got just one more lot of chains to make, and that will be the 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to do my double crochet into there, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into that that first chain that we did at the beginning of the round, so that brings us back round nicely. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to, into that 3 chain space there, do 2 trebles, 1, 2, okay, and then we're just going to work 3 trebles in straight into the next 3 chain space along. So we're not going to do any chains here, we're just going to continue working the trebles into that space there, and then again we're going to do 3 trebles into that 3 chain space there. Okay, so we've done 3 lots of trebles in each of those 3 chain spaces. So now we're starting to make that squared off edge. So into this 6 chain space here, we're going to do 5 trebles, 2 chains, and 5 trebles. Okay, so that's quite a lot, but it'll be all right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebles. Okay, so that's extending that line there. Then we're going to do 2 chains, 1, 2, grab some more yarn, and again we're going to do 5 trebles into that 6 chain space. So if you're running out of room, just move them over a little bit just to give yourself some room. That's perfectly fine to do that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebles, and you can see now that has made that nice and squared off on that corner. And then we're just going to repeat what we've done here for the other sides. So when you have a 3 chain space, you just want to do 3 trebles, and when you get to the 6 chain space, you want to do 5 trebles, 2 chains and 5 trebles. So I'm going to come back when I get round to here. Okay, so I've gone all the way around now, and I just need to finish off this round by just doing a slip stitch into the top of that 3rd chain there. Easier said than done. Okay, there we go, there's the slip stitch. Okay, so it's looking like a square, and you could, if you wanted to, stop there. No reason why not, but I think the next round does help sort of make these corners more pointy, as it were. So again, we're just going to, this time, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, what we're going to do here is going to go all the way across here, doing 1 treble into the top of every treble that you see. The only thing we're going to do differently is in the corner piece, we're going to do 1 treble, 1 double treble, and then another treble, and then just continue to work 1 treble all the way around. So I'm just going to work up to this corner and past it just to show you. And then what I'm going to do is, like I say, 1 treble into that 2 chain space, then 1 double treble, so that's wrapping the yarn around twice. Put that down, grab the yarn, then put the yarn over and put it through the first 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over and through the last 2 loops, and then 1 more treble into that corner, and then we're just going to continue doing 1 treble into every treble that we find. Okay, so that brings that corner out to a nice sort of point there. So I'm going to continue doing that. So remember, it's 1 treble, 1 double treble and 1 treble into each of those 2 chain spaces. Otherwise it's just 1 treble wherever you find a treble. So I'm going to come back when I get round to here. So I've gone all the way around now, and again, you've guessed it, I'm just going to do a slip stitch here just to finish off that round. And now we can fasten off the yarn and pull that tail through that loop there, and that's it finished. So there you go, that is that lovely square of circle, and I think that looks fabulous. I'm just going to get my tape measure here just to show you that it makes up quite a decent size square. So that's 6 inches there, and that's in the double knit yarn with a 4mm hook. Right, get that to focus so you can prove it. It's a 4mm hook, and in centimetres that is approximately 15 centimetres. So you know, you're getting a decent size square there for only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. So yeah, this would look great if you did each round a different colour. Yes, lots of ends to sew in, but if you were making a blanket with this pattern, you wouldn't need too many squares before you've made up a decent amount to join together. So this would need to be sewn together, and I've got a video on how to join squares, and I'll put that in the link down below and up here. Okay, so that's the end of the tutorial. I really hope you found it helpful. I hope you liked it. I'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button down there? It's absolutely free to do, and what that does is it will let you know when I've uploaded a new video, which is once a week, and If you haven't checked me out on Facebook or Instagram, do that, because I like to post stuff on there. And sometimes on Facebook I do little videos of just sort of me sitting in my living room doing a bit of crochet, or if I'm at the beach I'll show you what I'm doing. Just little fun little videos that I don't post to YouTube. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.